G'day guys, welcome to the Barney, Maggie and Hope YouTube channel. Today we thought we would talk a little bit more about these boxes. They've all got a pretty special and unique story, don't they?
They do, yes.
Who do you want to start with?
Well, I thought that we could talk about all three of them together? Firstly, because the three of them are all of similar ages.
Yes.
They're somewhere between like 1 and 2 years old, so they're quite young. And I've noticed that at this point, so not sure how long they've all been here for now, but maybe going on 12 months, a bit less. But it's almost like they are siblings.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they treat each other and how they act. They're often together, and the way that they just interact, it does feel like the shepherds, sometimes in a sense. And Hope also does very much like the company of Barney and Maggie.
She does.
So,
even though I feel that every now and again Maggie and Barney kind of feel like she could be a bit of an annoying sister because she likes to come in and nip them and hassle them and say hello, and they're like, come on, too early for this, you know? So there's that sisterly relationship there where you can see that most dogs wouldn't tolerate it because they think that they're family.
That's true.
They tolerate it.
I think Hope in particular, she gets confidence out of Maggie and Barney because she sees in them the traits of a boxer, and I think it's those behaviours that she wants to release and have emerge, you know, and so
familiar.
Yes, and so she sees them in those two dogs, and I often see, like, when they come over for all those big boxer cuddles and licks, like Hope's in there, oh, this is my opportunity. The same at the pool. She does that with Barney and Maggie on the dock. Like, you know, when you're playing and on the edge. So she does.
Those same activities excite her the way it does the other dogs.
Exactly, yeah.
The other boxers.
Barney, Maggie and Hope, each of them have come to the farm with special requirements, given their background.
So Maggie is completely deaf.
Yes.
Barney has fecal incontinence, and Hope comes from a traumatic, you know, early stage in life and was completely shut down and withdrawn.
High anxiety.
Completely untrusting of all humans, was just really sad condition mentally when she came here. So they've all got their issues, and I suppose in a way that's what has helped bonded them as well.
Yeah.
Where they all recognise in each other, you know, that there's something unique about them. And then so they've all gone, yeah, me and you together, let's take on the world.
Yeah.
You know?
But
funny.
Also I really find with these three, I mean, I feel like I'm going to say it with all the dogs, but their personalities could not be more unique and different, you know, and they've got such, like, lovely, funny, big personalities. So maybe we could talk about each of the dogs in particular.
Sure.
So if we start with maybe Maggie.
Maggie, yep. Larger than life, deaf as a doornail. So she wants to be...
But you know what? That does not, like...
hold her back at all.
And to be honest, we don't even think about it, do we?
No, well, I often catch myself because she'll be off doing something. Maggie! Oh,
yeah.
Nothing you can do. Just wait till she sees you.
Yeah, yes. We have to remind ourselves.
Yeah, so it's just, it's one of those things where really it doesn't affect her, it just affects our ability to interact with her from afar.
But her personality is really quite funny.
She doesn't stop 1 ounce of energy, does she?
She's very, very sweet and loving, and...
However...
yes.
She's got some gumption.
She sure does. She does not take poop from anyone. No. Nobody at all. No one puts Maggie in her corner.
Yeah, and takes real offence if someone brustles up, you know, the wrong way. She's like, I don't think so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, she's got some gumption about her. I like her.
Probably is what maybe put off the dogs that she met in her meet and greets.
Oh yeah, she'd do terrible in a meet and greet.
Because she appears like you know, you just see that really sweet, you know, quiet, loving, you know,
boxer.
Gorgeous white boxer.
And then one of the dogs might bristle up to her and she's like,
yeah, right in there. So she didn't do so well in the meet and greets, and it just continued. Yeah. So lovely Dagmar at Boxer Rescue Network Australia contacted us and asked if Maggie could come here to the farm. And we loved her from the first minute she got here.
Yeah.
She was something special.
And it was unique because here she gets the freedom to live a normal life. But in the suburbs, being deaf, you can't let her off lead in
well, you can. No, there's lots of dogs that are trained to do so. But she did very quickly, like immediately be given the freedom here.
Yeah.
You know, and she has some really good, strong friendships in the pack.
Yeah.
Like I have to say that her best friend is Miss Violet. And that is the absolute honest truth. Like, I see them playing all the time. You know?
One-on-one.
Yeah. So that's a really sweet friendship, I think, because little Miss Violet, for those who don't know, she also is almost completely deaf. And also has
very enthusiastic about life, just like Maggie is.
Yes, yeah, very much so. Like they have a similar personality, and they often are sleeping together at night time, and so that's really lovely.
And one of the things about Maggie being completely deaf is the fact she's very vocal. She's a very vocal dog. She barks a lot. She growls when she plays. She is constantly involved in everything. So you look at her and you don't straight away notice that there's something missing.
No.
You know, you don't see it at all. And I've tested her out just to see if she's got us wrapped around her finger, you know, like, I'm not listening to this guy. But she honestly can't hear a thing.
Not one thing. No, she cannot. And I have noticed on some occasions when new people have come to the farm for whatever reason, and obviously we don't go, oh, and here's Maggie the deaf boxer, you know, so no one knows initially, but then eventually something might happen and I'll just say, oh, you know that she's completely deaf. And they're like, no, I didn't know that. Because she doesn't, you wouldn't know.
No.
She doesn't show.
It's pretty cool that she can live that life here and not have it hold her back.
Yes, she loves the pack life.
Oh yeah.
She thinks it's just the best thing ever. Loves all her brothers and sisters.
Always keen for mischief.
Always. Yep, she's always up for a motorbike run.
Yeah. And
anything.
Refuses to let the motorbike beat her as well, and will just constantly run full speed forwards while looking backwards to see where I'm going and looking over her shoulder, like, because she can't hear what side I'm on.
No, that's true. Yeah.
One of the different things, or the unique things about the way that we interact with Maggie, is obviously her training commands are all non-verbal, so they're all signs. It's something that she actually responded to very well, didn't she? She was very good at picking it all up. The hard part about training or working with Maggie, though, is literally standing there and waiting until she starts to look at you, and then you can start to give her signals. But as soon as you start giving her signals, she just straight away locks on, understands what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
she's
really good.
She's very responsive, and she is a really good girl. She does check in regularly for those visual signs. But the thing that I love the most about it is how excited and enthusiastic she gets when she knows that you are directly talking to her.
Yeah.
You know,
she feels quite special that this is for me.
She really thrives on it, doesn't she?
Every time I go up to the back garage and I leave all the dogs in a house yard, all the dogs will be at the gate. And if I'm just going up to put something away or come back, they're all still there. But if I'm lingering or working or doing something and it might take half an hour, usually it's just Lily, maybe Chopper, but Maggie. Maggie is always there, right? And she sits there and she like, you can do it today? You know, because I have this thing, like, it's usually the last thing I do before I come in at the end of the day. And I'll walk along and just give her a little like shake like that, and she just starts turning into the biggest excited puppy because she knows when I get through, I'm going to wrestle with her and play.
Yeah.
She just waits for it the whole time. It's like,
yeah.
It's going to be now, it's going to be now. She starts doing zoomies, jumping around. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's just so enthusiastic and excitable.
Does those like boxer pounces and jumps.
Jumps up and boxes me in the guts. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. She gets very, very excitable.
Yeah.
Hope, next on the channel. G'day, darling.
Hope's going through this really amazing stage right now.
Yeah. She's come a really long way.
She has.
She, you know, was so untrusting and so fearful and just so abused and neglected. And it's taken quite a while to get her to a point where not only she would at least trust us to come in and come close enough to put a lead on, but now to trust every dog in this environment. All of our family loves her life here now, is making up for lost time with affection and love, isn't she?
Yes. With Hope, which is probably a little bit different to the other dogs that have come through the farm, but we have very much, just because of how shut down she was, we've let her go at her own pace. We've never forced our affections on her.
Even though we've wanted to.
Yeah.
We wanted to just like, come here, let it all go, you know, but we had to do it all in our own time.
So, you know, I don't know how long it's been.
It's been quite a while.
But it has been, you know, months. And we've now got to this point where at first she accepted affection from me, you know, and even then it was like I'd go to pat her and she'd still kind of pull back. But we're at this point right now where she is demanding affection from us.
No bars held. She's just wanting full affection. Give it all to me. Hey, it's not finished yet. Let's keep going.
Yeah, she's never finished.
It's good.
And she's also
smothering me in licks,
wanting affection from staff members, and also even from like little Wolfie.
Yeah.
And that one is quite special because they really were terrified of children when they came here. And you know, obviously when dogs have gone through trauma or abuse, and if they are terrified of children, like, you do have to be mindful.
Yeah, you gotta
like, there's a bit of a risk associated with that. But we haven't isolated her from the children, and she's just observed them from a distance. But
and
now,
worked out that they're safe and they're okay to be around.
Yeah. And but now she has actually started to go in, you know, and give Wolfie like little nudges and follow him, which is
it's pretty cool, isn't
really
it?
nice. Yeah, because really most of the time boxers love kids.
Yeah, they're just so
family
playful
orientated.
and family oriented. Yeah, it's just it was really sad to see the condition she was in, to be honest.
Yeah,
but so happy now. Like, she's
so
just
happy, and we're so excited. I'm personally so
lease on
excited for what her future looks like now. Because maybe in the beginning, I didn't know whether she would get to this point.
Whether she'd come out of it or not.
And now I feel like anything's possible.
And the big story for Hope was the fact that it was the rest of the pack that taught her to trust in us. It was all the other dogs, and seeing all the other dogs come up and give us their trust and their affection and receive our affection willingly, that she decided to come in and venture in and investigate a bit further. So it's a really special story about Hope and how she came to where she is now.
It is. And for those that may have not watched the other videos and not know the story, she did come with her mum, Faith, who we also adopted, but very sadly passed away from cancer. A very aggressive and quick cancer. Not that long ago, really. Just, you know.
But again, the pack has helped her get through that and get on with life, and has really taken to the pack life like a duck to water.
She sure has, and she really enjoys coming inside now, because that was another big thing.
Yeah, she'd get really intimidated about coming inside.
Their only safety was like, we used to have kennels, you know, that were given, or just temporarily on loan from the shelter when we had to separate dogs for rehab. and that was like the only place that they felt comfort, probably because that was a life that they lived previously. So what it meant was that coming inside the home, it was just something that they had never done, and so they were really nervous about it. But Hope loves it now. She comes in, she's very happy.
She's one of the first to come through. As soon as she comes through the door, she's like, out of my way.
Yep.
Come on in.
I'm getting on that couch. She loves to sit up on the Chesterfield with like Lily and Roscoe.
Yeah, right in front of you on your armchair and watching TV. She just sits up there like, made it, you know?
Yeah, so
we used to encourage her to do it, but she'd just be so scared, and she'd just get up and want to go to like a door and sit by the door.
Yeah, or even on a dog bed, like further
down the
away
hallway or something.
But now, not the case at all. She comes straight into
pushes
the
past
middle.
all the other dogs. Yeah, move over, guys.
Yeah, which is
in.
really awesome.
Great to see.
Still, her biggest challenge is eating. I'm bringing that up
she's a very passive eater. So any other dogs that even come close to her while she's eating, she just gives up and walks off and just concedes them to have it.
So,
and this guy actually takes advantage of her. He always comes over and goes, got any left in there, Hope? And she's like, sure do. And gets up and leaves, but you know, she's starving and she wants to eat it, but she just doesn't want any confrontation. So we have to isolate her for food.
Yeah,
we have to try to separate her.
She comes in into the kitchen with me.
But then she gets FOMO as well and wants to join in with the rest of the dogs. It's like, come on, just eat your lunch.
So eating has been a bit of a thing for Hope. So it's still that I feel like that's still that lasting challenge that's still
for her to get over.
There from her past. Like we were told that she was automatically fed by like a machine because she came from a backyard breeding situation. So the whole feeding thing has been a bit of a difficult scenario for her, like whether it be with other dogs or people or, you know, whatever. But we are working through it and it is getting better. But that's just one of those lasting things that we're still
It makes you so sad to think about her existence and how people treated her. But it also makes us so happy to see her now.
Absolutely. And I think also it's even more heartwarming and special for us personally, and probably, I imagine, for some of our followers who have watched Hope and Faith's story, where we were all so saddened and gutted that Faith never actually really got the opportunity to live that wonderful life. She came here after, you know, she was only 4 years old. She came here from a life of abuse, and then she got cancer and she died. And it just didn't seem fair. But here's Hope, her daughter, who is only 2 and is able to, you know...
Living life for the both of them.
That's right. Yeah, I was trying to get to that. Thank you.
Sorry, did I jump in on your punchline?
So...
Finish each other's sentences.
I just really feel like that is...
Yeah, it's amazing.
Something.
It's really nice.
So, beautiful Barney boy. I can't look at him and not think of him as a puppy, you know, forever. He's got this beautiful puppy face. Look at him.
He's the forever puppy.
He is. So Barney came to us at 6 months old, and
After having a whole heap of surgeries.
Yeah, he came from Boxer Network Rescue Australia, and he was being fostered by a lovely family who was the same family that fostered Maggie also. And they cared for him whilst he had multiple surgeries to fix the literally life-threatening problems that came from his very irresponsible
poor backyard
breeder.
breeding.
But
so he was born with some birth defects, which basically meant he had a very small sphincter and couldn't go to the toilet.
Yep. And then his breeder thought that it would be a good idea to, because in that first week, I think it was, you know, obviously if he can't go to the toilet, he's going to die. So he tried to manually extract it, and that just damaged all his insides. Yeah. So at least the breeder surrendered him to the rescue, who then fundraised all the money to have Barney's surgery to save him.
Yeah.
But it didn't work the first time, and so then he had to go in a second time. So that first 6 months before he came to the farm was full of surgery, hospital, vet appointments, recovery. He couldn't even go on a walk. They had to put him in a pram
to take him outside
and push him around. So
he missed out on a lot.
No socialisation. Yeah. They put him up for adoption.
I think Dagmar said that they had over 150 applications, and then when she reminded them, this dog is fecal incontinent and will never grow out of it.
For life, because I think a lot of people thought that he might grow out of it or he'll recover, but you know, that's not the case. No. So she sent him here, and I know I can share this with everybody, but she told me that she didn't really want him to be adopted by anyone else.
Oh,
she sent him here.
She's the same with Maggie.
Wanting us, and like, you know, just giving little hints, you know, to say Barney had gone through so much, and she did not want him to be put outside, you know, because of his fecal incontinence, or be be annoying to anybody, or she really wanted him to live his best life. Yeah. And so she sent him here, and then she was very honest, very early on. She'd say, Sam, I'm really secretly hoping that you both just adopt Barney. And I was like, oh, I'll have a word with Luke. And you know, we're so happy that we adopted Barney, because he is living his best life. He's having a great life, isn't he? Everything about this life.
Yeah.
He just, even, like, I know we've said it before, but even the drama. He loves drama, doesn't he?
Yeah, he wants to be involved in it.
He loves, like, everything about the pack dynamics.
Yeah.
He wants to know all the business.
Oh, even when they're like, Barney, just give me some space. He's like, what's going on over here? Yes. What are you guys talking about?
Is there an opportunity for me over
here? Yeah.
But he's so funny. I mean, oh goodness, we could talk all day about Barney.
I remember very vividly the first time I put the nappy on him, and
we have a warped sense of humour, just for everyone warning, like, because not
that about to be some poo talk.
Not that we laugh at Barney or anything, it's not like that at all. Like, our whole life is full of, you know, unusual...
If you can't laugh about it, you're going to cry, all right? So we laugh about it. But I put the nappy on him, I'm thinking, yep, this is good. Oh, is that a bit too tight, mate? Okay, let me just loosen that off for you, a bit more comfortable. And Barney's just like, looking at me like, you sucker. We turn the lights off, go to bed, and then literally it would have been 10 seconds, Barney just goes, steps out of the nappy, and then that's it. And you see the nappy on the floor in the morning, clean as a whistle. You know, obviously wasn't on there at all. But then you see the trail of all the poo drops that over our freshly folded washing, all over the couch. He's been walking over the back of the couch, up around the kitchen table, and it's just a constant trail of all the poo everywhere from where he was walking.
We haven't made that mistake since. Like, now he wears a onesie.
Now we make sure the nappy's on properly, and he wears a suitical suit where it holds it on nice and tight. Because when you do put the nappy on him properly and leave him to it, he chews it off. He bends around and rips it up, and he's like, get this thing off here.
But that suitical suit that was gifted to us by one of our lovely followers, who also, I believe, contributed to his surgery fundraising, so has come over from...
Yeah, okay, so she's been a follower of Barney for a while. Yeah, that's good.
And so she sent us the suit, and we've got one for every day of the week from
They're
her.
amazing. We got another one this morning.
But he finds them really comfortable.
Yeah,
so
and they are really...
He doesn't really like to just wear the nappy just by itself, because I think it
ruins
does...
his image among the other dogs. He's like...
But the blue camo is...
Yeah, blue camo is like, no, I'm tough.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Don't worry about the nappy underneath, I'm tough. Barney, you do always have to warn the kids. don't go near the back end of Barney because he's constantly leaking.
Yeah. Wolfie does have a bit of a fascination for it.
Yeah, he like touches it. Poo? Yes, mate, that's poo. Yeah, don't touch that.
Oh, Barney. There's just so much about Barney.
You can usually smell him coming.
Isn't it? Oh, goodness me. But can I just say, Barney lives this life where he does not... there's no limitations.
There's
on
no
his
difference
life.
If he was fecal incontinent or not. He lives his life.
That's exactly right. Oh, that's it. There is absolutely no
whatsoever.
difference. Yes. We don't have a thing about the pool anymore. Like, we just put more chemicals in.
Yeah, we used to
We did put like a water nappy on.
Yeah, we put a water nappy on, and then the Dundies and the board shorts, but with the water, as soon as it fills up, he can just do this little butt shake and steps out of it.
We had to strap it on with
duct tape one time. Tape it up. But that's because he had a really leaky bum that day, and we're like, we're not letting this oil slick get into the pool.
So generally speaking, it's pretty fine, but there are just on occasion there might be a day where it's particularly, and then we might have to put a nappy and board shorts on, or it might be that I don't know.
There has been days, and there was actually one only a couple of days ago, where Barney does his textbook boxer prance, you know, from A to B, and then all of a sudden you're like, what was that? And it's like Super Soaker water pistol just shooting out his rear end while he's travelling along, and
I really am not sure about sharing all this information. Luke does not mind talking about poo. I'm
sharing my life with Barney, and if you want to come and join in on our life, please subscribe to the channel. You'll see a lot more of Barney.
Okay.
Barney does like to tell all the other dogs that he is in charge, even though the reality is that he's far from it. And his attitude, on the other hand, really does say, hey, I'm in charge, you need to listen to me. And everybody else says, no, mate, I'm in charge, I'm much bigger than you. And Barney refuses to concede, does he? Refuses to concede. So he does butt heads a little bit with the other dogs, mainly because he's trying to demand respect, and they're all looking at him saying, not only are you young, but you're half the size of me, and you know, you always get yourself up in the drama, doesn't he? He's like, we don't need that. Yeah. So he's deputy.
Deputy.
Yeah.
He's not happy about it.
I always imagine like you've got the real sheriff.
Like Fredo is the sheriff.
Yeah, but real sheriff, right?
Although Lily's coming up.
And then you've got Roscoe, who's second in charge. But then you've got the work experience kid. You know, that comes and they've got the cardboard cutout sheriff badge. Just put that in your pocket, mate.
Oh, Barney boy.
That's Barney. You know, but he wears it so proudly. He's like, look what I've got.
Yeah.
I've got my Kellogg's sheriff badge.
Yeah. And he never gives up. Never.
No. No, refuses. But it
on
means...
on the other side of things, he is such a sweet boy.
Yeah.
He's such a sweet boxer. He loves his little cutie pie sister. You know, he's really sweet isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he gets down and he lies down and he plays with her.
Yeah.
And he loves the children. Like, he really loves them.
Oh, yeah.
Like any typical boxer.
A typical boxer. They're really great family dogs.
Such loving dogs. So we very much love our Barney boy, don't we? Oh, he's just so beautiful. He's going to be a puppy forever. He's like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Stop saying it, Mum.
Stop saying that, I'm never going to grow up.
I am going to be a big boy one day.
Yeah. Barney, we love him.
You love him.
So that is a bit of a general introduction to the three boxers here in this channel, and if you want to follow their journey, please subscribe. It is our sole source of revenue for looking after and caring for these dogs, so it does make a difference.
It absolutely does. Thank you to everybody for watching and for your support.
Thank you very much, and stay tuned for more Maggie, Hope and Barney.